Hi, Gabe. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm well. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Valder. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you both. Thank you so much for joining me to talk about Army veterans. I'm really impressed, but I'm going to start with you, Gabe. Veterans Day is coming up, and give us some information about your journey in the Army and the services that brought you two together.
Yeah. First off, thank you so much for having us. We want to support veterans in any way we can. We owe a lot to the veteran community. I grew up in Garner, North Carolina. I had a grandfather who served as a Green Beret in Korea and Vietnam. I never got to meet my grandfather, but I grew up hearing stories and looking at medals and all the accolades. And that's what truly inspired me to start thinking about an opportunity in my life that I otherwise wasn't thinking of. And I found West Point my junior year, applied, got in by the grace of God. I graduated in 2014. I served about 6.5 years as an infantry officer, platoon leader, and company commander. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2017, and I finished my career in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, where I got out of the military in 2020. The bow on top is I got to meet my wife, Lindsay, at West Point in 2012, and we've been together ever since, through all the deployments, through all the different duty stations and stuff like that. So it's been a great career.
Well, you're a verbal billboard of be all you can be in the Army. I just love that story. Lindsay, tell me about your training time in the Army. You guys met, but I know you had to train to get where you are. And West Point, I don't think, is easy.
No, it surely isn't. I think just kind of thinking back to some of the opportunities that I was privileged enough to, leadership roles that I was privileged enough to hold at West Point, as well as in the Army. I was the 4th woman in West Point history to be appointed as the first captain, so I was ranked number 1 out of 4,400 cadets. Absolutely invaluable lessons learned there. And then fast forward a little bit in my military career, I was actually the first female in U.S. Army history to pilot the AH-6 Little Bird for special operations. So, just some of the skills that we were able to learn both at West Point and in the Army have been absolutely invaluable as we transitioned from our military careers into the civilian world, where we became entrepreneurs and founders of My Home. I think some of the important skills is just the ability to identify and mitigate risk. It's essential for both mission and for business. And, when the stakes are high and information is limited, you learn to make those very complex decisions under insurmountable amounts of stress with very little information. And it mirrors these challenges that Gabe and I are facing every single day as founders. And then lastly, just some of the values that we learned in the military from some of the, great leaders that we had the privilege and honor of serving with are values that we were able to take forward into our company today, which is be a good person, figure it out, and buy a pair of cleats. And we believe that embodying these principles just drives a positive impact, not only on the people that we work with, but also on our company's mission.
I'm going to jump to you, Gabe, and ask you, tell me a little bit about being an entrepreneur and developing My Home.
Absolutely. I left the military in 2020, got out of the Army. I immediately entered into the home services industry. I was familiar with that field because of my dad and his experience. And around the same time, Lindsay and I became homeowners for the first time. We had no idea what we were doing. So we had something go wrong in the home. I didn't know how to fix it, so I turned to the internet. I had to call 4 to 5 to 6 different companies, tried to get them on the schedule, had to wait to have them come out to the house and estimate it. Then I had to get on the schedule to fix it. It took about 3 weeks to fix this simple problem. So it was both of those experiences that led me and Lindsay to say there's got to be a better solution for homeowners. So we developed My Home. So with My Home, a homeowner has to just take a picture of the problem in the home. It gets sent to all the vetted professionals inside of the app. The homeowner then receives virtual quotes to fix that problem. They choose the provider, schedule, and pay all in one app. So we reduced that 3-week-long process that we experienced into just a couple of minutes for homeowners. So it really is the most streamlined way to maintain and improve your home.
Oh, I wish I would have had you for my sink. I got to keep My Home on my list now. Lindsay, right. Since you're a female, I want to use that. What would you use to inspire young women to consider service in the Army?
Yeah. I believe that service to our country is one of the most honorable things that you can do, regardless of gender. There are so many opportunities for everyone in the military, women included. I mean, the women can now serve in the infantry. There are so many roles and responsibilities that you will find yourself in during your time in service in the military, and you will learn these skills that are just invaluable. Like I mentioned before, these soft skills that you're not going to get anywhere else because you're not going to be put under the amount of pressure and amount of responsibility that you will in the Army. And then also thinking about your time after service. You don't need to spend 20 years in the military in order to gain the benefits as a veteran. And so these benefits are, I mean, they're just life-changing. I'm using the GI Bill right now to pursue my MBA at Harvard. And then we also use the VA loan to buy our first home. So, these things would not have come easy to us or even have been accessible if it weren't for our time in the Army. So my closing piece of advice is go for it. Sign up, take the risk, trust in yourself, trust in the Army, trust in your country, and really, really positive things will ensue.
Thank you so very much. And I asked you that question. It came from Instagram, and the poster says that they find some doors still closed for them in society, even though they're educated and experienced, but they still find doors closed, and they're thinking the Army may open those doors for them. So thank you for answering that. I'm going to wrap up with you, Gabe. Can you tell me where we can go and find out more about My Home? Because I got to put that on my list.
I would love to. And first, if anybody wants to know more about the Army, they can go to goarmy.com and find everything there. As far as My Home, so it gets even more exciting. So this Veterans Day and from now until Veterans Day, we've partnered with a veteran nonprofit called Creative Vets, and they partner with veterans suffering with PTSD and introduce outlets like music and art. We're donating $1 per download across the country to Creative Vets to help a veteran. So if you want to use the app, you can also download it and help contribute to an incredible cause from now until Veterans Day. And the way you do that is just go into your app store, search My Home Experts, and you can find it there, download. We're donating $1 for that download across the country, and it's going to a really, really great cause.
Yeah,
that is a really, you guys are a great cause. I want to thank you for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show and sharing your inspiration and your success, because you're inspiring other people in so many ways. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Valder.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.